Hello everyone, welcome back, it's Jebro, and yes, we are going to be talking about the brand new elite specialization for engineer, the Amalgam, which was announced today, 6th of August 2022. We are going to be talking about what it is, what it does potentially, and then there will be a live stream in a few days as well where we'll see all of the abilities and all of the things, and we'll be able to see how wrong I truly will be. Although, to be fair, we got video footage and we got loads of stuff we can go through. It's not going to be a huge video, but we're going to go through some thoughts and some feelings about what the hell this could be and how epic the art is. So this elite specialization, and if you've been living under a rock that's long and flat and it covers a really big area, then you will not have understood, known, or acknowledged that Guild Wars 2 has another expansion coming out in October. And there are going to be new elite specializations. And it's basically covering utilities and heals and elites, not giving you a brand new weapon, because weapons just kind of are being played all across the board. But with the elite specializations, it's looking like a lot of the utilities or skills, F1 skills for example, will bring out some kind of ability where you have weapons that are kind of conjured up. That's what a lot of this has been like so far. Not covered here, but covered elsewhere. Please go and see my friends like Kroof, for example, who's doing wicked content over there on all of the classes and thoughts and feelings, etc., etc. They're wonderful stuff, as well as lots of friends doing very much the same thing. But we're going to focus on engineer because this is a channel where I play engineer mainly, and I know a load of stuff about engineer because I flipping love it. Now, again, look at the art for a start. And also, this is one of the only elite specializations which I predicted correctly, other than the obvious ones like Bard for Mesmer, a Necromancer for Ritualist, etc., etc. So this is us here in the middle, I would assume, and then this is us. This is the binding of two materials or whatever. What is it? Amalgam is like the meaning. It means for two things to kind of collide and make a beautiful whole of something. I don't know. Or working together. I can't remember. But let's read through the thing and we'll find out. The Amalgam, oozing with power. And this brings up, like, someone said to me something around like Venom and stuff, and I was like, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly. It looks so good. Oh my god. And there's some like porting and stuff, so it's just gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, the Assyrian scientists have studied, manipulated, transformed, and occasionally displaced oozes at every level of scientific research, which is true. They mess around with oozes everywhere. You see it with the inquests as well, which is interesting because that's where we're going. We're going to, in the new expansion, it's gonna be lots of inquest stuff. Ooh, endlessly adaptable. Oozes can absorb the properties of substances and living creatures they come into contact with, and a recent breakthrough has allowed them to be used as a powerful tool for both defense and offense. Oh, okay, both. The mercurial mold is a special species of ooze that can form a symbiotic bond with its owner and interpret their needs in battle. Its lightweight response instantly, requires no special feeding, and best of all, no fatalities have been reported as a result of the bonding process. Why not give it a try? It's cool. That is wait, what is that in the offhand? That's interesting. Is that a conjured thing? We'll see. It looks like an axe. Slime time. Bonded with their mercurial mold, amalgams are engineers with unparalleled adaptive capabilities. By being able to freely customize with morph skills they select, you can arrive to any fight with the right tools to survive and dish out damage. Amalgams can temporarily meld with their slime, resulting in an altered or even mutated form. And amalgams, I keep saying that, I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Experimentation results in a malleable fighter that can always find the edge in combat. Amalgams replace the engineer's utility tool belt abilities with morph abilities, so the F1 skills. There are several morph skills, and you can select which ones to fight with in the same manner you select your utility skills. Okay, the morph skills command the mercurial mold to shapeshift into different forms, such as a shield, defensive spikes, or even a massive sword. What? Oh, that's sick. Become one with the mold. It feels very Hollow Photon 4G for Hollowsmith. Become one with the mold. Your elite tool belt skill is replaced by Evolve. Evolve briefly combines the engineer and mercurial mold into one being, granting a host of benefits. These benefits, however, are unique to each slime. As you select your morph skills, your mercurial mold's composition is altered to also change what happens when you evolve. That feels like elementalisty. That's right. These compositional shifts, called strains, can vary from granting super speed and quickness to stunning nearby enemies when you evolve. The Amalgam's utility skills are stances. The mercurial mold can assist you to shift your form, making you as dense as steel or light as a feather. With the skill liquid state, you can even melt down into a puddle. What? That's sick. Oh my god. Alright, okay. So amalgams are the slimes because they replace the engineer's utility tool belt abilities on the F1 to F4 on the top left bar above your skills, depending on what you've re-keybound it to if you've done that. Wait. Amalgams replace the engineer's utility tool belt abilities with morph abilities. Sorry, Amalgam is these they're morph abilities. So, okay. There's several morph skills. You can select which ones to fight with in the same manner you select your utility skills. Okay, so you morph into different things. And then you can select the abilities with the morph. So does that change the tool belt skills? This is a little bit confusing, which is, it's going to be good when it comes up on Friday. But what I'd really like ArenaNet to do is give you a box with the example of the skills, like just so you can, and then there would be even more like kind of, I don't know, theory crafting and whatnot, which could be cool. So that's a little bit confusing whether or not this is, am I going to replace the engineer's utility tool belt abilities with morph abilities? So there's morph abilities above the weapon bar and several morph skills, and you can select which ones to fight with in the same manner you select your utility skills. And then maybe that's where you pick the different, so those are the abilities, and then you pick the different morph in the utility skills. Okay. There was a hammer as well in the trailer. Now this animation, this is cool. Really kind of shows a little bit of the age of the game, but that's okay. Your elite tool belt skills are replaced by Evolve, which is the F5, if you will. Evolve briefly combines the engineer and mercurial mold into one being, running a host of benefits. Okay, so the abilities are just things which you pull out, and then the mold is this here. As you select your morph skills, your mercurial mold's composition is altered to also change with what. So this whole thing is cool, like making you melt down into a puddle, like to evade, I guess. And they've just got a brand new animation for that. I guess the animation would just be an ooze. But yeah, it is very kind of venomy, like, you know, also maybe more. Does Venom really use kind of molds to create weapons? They're mostly spikes and stuff though, right? I'd have to remember. I keep thinking, is it Spawn? It was a bit like that as well. A little bit. This is sick. This is so cool. I have all of the elite picks. Like, I mean, actually, Revenant looks really, really cool. We're not going to go through that because that's a lot. But also, I just want to go through Engineer. I actually think the Elementalist out of these three is probably the least interesting because it just feels like another version of something else. Plus, I'm an Engineer main, so, you know. Let me know how excited you are about this. We're also going to watch the trailer because it's actually got a ton of info as well.
Found with the help of an
Oops,
earthen toad,
oopsie doopsie.
fortifying
Okay,
yourself.
oopsie doopsie. I've never said
These
that before.
familiars will be your strongest allies in battle.
Yeah, this is the elementalist. We go up
Protect
to here, and this is engineer. Okay.
Asuran ingenuity has done it again. With the creation of the mercurial mold, an amalgam can attune their microbial biology to their new ferrofluid friend to enhance their body in battle. Shred your enemies as you throw out globs of slime to form flying discs that cut anything in their path.
Damn, that's cool.
Command your ooze to form around you as you melt to avoid incoming attacks.
Nice.
And deal out damage to enemies that stand too close. And don't forget to bash the enemy as you cleave them with a blunt mold. As an amalgam, bond with your mold and adapt to the ever-changing battlefield. A mysterious entity is at play.
That is sick. Okay, that's just amazing. So, Asuran technology. I love the logo and everything is just wicked. But let's have a look at this first ability. A few of these abilities, and just get an idea of what this is. The fact that this is a char is also very cool. So they've got a pistol mace. Now, don't forget, you're going to have the skills as well of the weapons, but obviously what they're showing off is the elite specialization. And that looks like you call upon the power of something there. Ferrofluid friend to enhance your body in battle. And this, like, I wonder if there's any story to this, because it sounds like it sounds like this is like something that is like a symbiote, right? Like that's what kind of how they describe this, which is really cool. Because I really hope there's some lore around this. They'd be really missing out if they didn't put any. Okay, so we're throwing out these globs of slime. That would be interesting, which are kind of discs as well. There's an immobilized there, which, you know, could be because of the traits, but you never know. So there's an immobilized there, so it's a gap closer maybe as well. Not gap closer, sorry, it's an immobilized. In a way, it is a gap closer, I guess, because you're sticking it in place and you can move forward. And then you've got this ability, which is what we were talking about before. We go onto the ground because the golem is shooting a projectile from his hand, and you avoid damage. Which looks a little bit like the sand portal from Necro, or the way they go into the ground and then come back up. That animation looks like that's what that is, animation-wise. And then you've got the swinging hammer. Now that kind of looks like the swinging sword from Warrior on the third skill, but it's a hammer. And then that animation is also the hammer from Warrior, I think. But either way, like, what does it do to the enemy? Let's see. This big cleave. What effect is that comes up? I don't think it is an effect. Okay. And then there's that, which is a pull, it looks like. As well, which is very kind of like a taunt, maybe? Or just a big pull into you. But then it looks like you use your elite to turn into to combine, and then you've got the spinny thing, which I can't remember, the shards or whatever they were called at the beginning. They mentioned in the article. So there's some nice combinations here, and then they go into the pistol and also the mace again to kind of combine things up. The animations are very cool as well. It's very unique. There is this real sense of being combined with something else to create this power within you. It's very cool. But just then as well, there's like these different elements. I wonder if those are the different oozes that you've used there. And I wonder if you can combine them to create different kinds of effects. Probably not. I wonder though, because I wonder about Elementalist and how you can change and the third skill kind of flips over for Weaver, and depending on what, I'm sorry, for the third skill it kind of flips over depending on your offhand and mayhand. I wonder if there's something like that with the utilities. Like if you use a utility like a different kind of ooze and you combine it with another kind of ooze, you do something different. Imagine if you could do that. That'd be kind of wild. I don't think so. I don't think that is the case, but I'm not really sure how this is going to work, because it sounds like you've got the different kind of oozes and then you use an ability, and depending on which ability that is on your tool belt skill, corresponding to the different ooze, maybe there's a different effect or something. I might be missing this a little bit. It's been a long day and I've just had COVID as well, so I'm recovering, but I wanted to make some kind of video to be like, I had a reaction to this and this is cool. Hell yeah. But when this comes out and you're going to have the beta, which is towards the end of August, I'm going to be all over this. You know that. So I'm pretty excited. And obviously Friday is going to be a whole bunch of skills explained, as they do the big long streams they've been doing for a while now, where they go through all the abilities and they tell you basically A to Z, all of the things about the new Elite Specialization, including different kinds of builds as well. But really, this is looking sick and fun as hell. And it's interesting. So don't forget as well, now pistol, mace is very survivable and pistol is very like, that's pistol offhand. So it's fire and glob shot. And you got mace 2 and 3 is CC. So you've got like a mace pistol build, and mace is kind of defensive, right? They're trying to show off like defensive and offensive with the weapon sets. And maybe there's kind of this, it's a nice way of showing that that's kind of what the elite spec is. Is that, if that's even the intention, but like I kind of like the way they've done that. It's kind of cool. That's fun as hell. I'm just gonna be doing that the whole time. I'm just gonna be melting on the floor all the time. Please give me a low cooldown. That would be ridiculous in PvP. But like to have a low cooldown like that. But the fact that the actual hand goes where the body was, like it must remove it completely, like not just like disappearing, because it doesn't collide with anything and it just goes over the top. I don't know if it's just the angle which makes it look even better. But that's really cool. This hammer looks cool as well. I'm wondering about the swinging around there. Do you do you must do damage to things swinging around you. Like the AoE cleave is wild. Kind of funny as well, because it doesn't look like the graphics of the slime don't look amazing. Like it looks kind of blocky and stuff, but it's a material, so it doesn't actually matter. Should I tell you what would be sick as well? If you could dye it. If you could dye it any color you wanted, that would be amazing. I'd pay for that. I'd pay for that. I would. It looks really, really fun. I'm really excited for this. I wonder what you're also thinking as well. If you want to chuck some comments down below, you can do that. Don't forget, if you do want to purchase the expansion, yes, this is a bit of a shill. Yes, it supports me. If you want, but there's a bunch of other creators. There's brand new creators as well who just got into the partner program and use their link, use someone's link to purchase the game. But if you do want to use mine, it is down below in the description. Always appreciated. Never begged for or asked for, but it's there if you want to use it. And I'm excited for all the things. The podcast is going well as well. We haven't been able to follow much recently because I had a vacation for once in 8 years, and I'm not even joking. And because I've been to school and there's been so much going on, like moving to America, which was a long time ago now, and COVID, which really sucked. So I am gonna be putting on a show this weekend, which in the future, if this show has passed, it may be on the Sunday. We do a Lightbringers podcast, which is on Sundays at 12 p.m. Pacific. That is 7 p.m. GMT and 3 p.m. Eastern time in America. And we're talking about all the expansion stuff and all the news. So if you want to come and hang out and talk about all the things that are on your screen right now, including mostly the engineer, of course, because you just can't do it. Come join us then. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Take care. What are you excited for? What is the elite spec you're excited for? If you're not excited for engineer as much as I am, which probably isn't possible because it looks sick, let me know in the description below. See you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. This is the place to be for engineer. Guild Wars 2 content. Bye. I hate saying content. Why did I say that? Bye.